Last night was the start of round 2, under lights at the Norwood Oval. Lights went out, we'll get to that later. But Sturt coming away just with a 6-point win might have flattered them a bit.
Yeah, look, I think Sturt obviously got away. They were 62 points up at one stage, and obviously Port led through their AFL players, brought them back, but I think they'd be happy with the 4 points at this stage. Or 2 points.
Or the Double Blues certainly would have been happy if they'd got 4 points for it, but just the 2 points in the SANFL competition, and they won by 6 points, just one goal in it at the end. Graham Johncock kicking the last of his 7 goals just before the final siren. We'll have a full look at that match at quarter time, but just to have a look at that, Norwood leading the way after the first round of the premiership. The Eagles taking on West Adelaide, 3rd versus 4th this afternoon, and Central's unfamiliar territory. So, nice, open, fast game, and gee, we got a nice, open, fast game last night between Sturt and Port Adelaide. First time these two clubs had met under lights at the Norwood Oval. In fact, first time these two clubs had played a match under lights at the Norwood Oval. But at quarter time, this was the scene as one of the lights went out, one of the light towers went out. There was, in fact, a half-time-like delay of some 20 minutes before they got underway. Double Blues, well, they showed a lot of promise, shall we say that. This was one of the turning points of the match, though. 13 minutes, second quarter, Michael Code goes into goal. Watch what happens after he celebrates, and then he is buffeted, and then he is whacked to the ground. He gets a second goal, and all of a sudden, it sparks Sturt into action. They were only 3 points up before he kicked the first of his goals. It went to it went to 15 points with the second of his goals, with the ball not going back to the middle. And after that, Sturt went on a rampage to lead by 39 points at half-time.
Yeah, Sturt really building from within, and I didn't think I was going to expect much from this year, but they're really running hard, and their inclusion of their AFL players really helped. And to play against a side with Johncock and Butcher, they probably should have won by a few more than they did, but look, they run hard. They're trying new things, and obviously Maloney would love the way they played last night, and the win would do wonders for them.
Well, we saw some of the best and the worst of Graham Johncock. You saw that goal from way out at a tight angle. Before that, he'd missed a close one, and then he missed a close one again from point blank. But the Double Blues was super impressive. By the third quarter, they had managed to get a lead of 62 points, and they didn't seem like they could do much wrong at all. That one there from McIntyre, one of their AFL-listed players, just kicking the ball over the shoulder. And watch this one from Brodie Martin, conveniently another AFL-listed player with the Crows. And they were just doing what they wanted at stages, and they looked like they were very much in control, but all of a sudden, back came Port Adelaide. It was a thrilling finish from Port Adelaide, but you wonder where it was for most of the match.
Yeah, and that's the thing Ken McGregor will be asking, why they didn't have that at the start of the game and to get so far down. But, Port, they're a work in progress. They're building from within. Another team that are building with their juniors, and I think the likes of Johncock and Butcher, they might not have Johncock for too much longer, and I know Butcher will probably get his chance at the AFL soon, but it's going to be a tough year, certainly for Port, especially after last week. But look, I think they're going to get better with each game.
Port kicked 8 goals, 1 in that last quarter to 4 goals straight for the Double Blues. Graham Johncock's last goal was his 7th of the match. He kicked it basically as the ball was going through, was the final siren. It left Sturt as the winners, 18-8, 1-16 to 16-14, 1-10. It was, in the end, much closer than it should have been. When you're led by over 10 goals, you would have backed the Double Blues by plenty, but wasn't to be. And, well, it's been a tough start to Ken McGregor's career as a coach, and he's had 2 losses to start with. Of course, they were absolutely thumped first up by the Redlegs, but then much better last night. I must say, it looked like they had much better an idea of how to run the ball and how to use it.
I think with Ken obviously coming in, it's hard adapting to a new coach, and I think the players are going to take time. Sturt obviously probably not in the same league as Norwood at the moment, but look,